Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Justin's Quest, and in today's video, my quest is to find out if this remaster lives up to its name for a newcomer.
This is good meat, huh?
Yes, you heard that right. I'm a newcomer for the Dead Rising franchise. I always heard about this franchise. It sounded so wacky, silly, but most importantly fun. I always remember seeing Dead Rising 3 on the shelves in my local video game stores and me not being able to buy it because it was only on the Xbox console. That Christmas themed Dead Rising 4 trailer is also stuck in my memory. But I forgot about this franchise and it looked like Capcom did as well, until this year, when they announced what looked like a remake of the first game. Capcom utilized their amazing RE engine to make the original Dead Rising look like a modern game. I was buzzing, because I'm a big modern Capcom fanboy. I love nearly all of the titles released since RE7 back in 2017. So anytime there's a Capcom game that comes out, I feel happy and right at home. Capcom games are kinda my comfort food. Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster released back in September digital only, but I waited until November to play it, because I knew there would be a physical edition. I love collecting physical copies, and Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster fit right into my Capcom collection. Okay, so what is this game? Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster? Dude, that's a mouthful. I'm just gonna call it Dead Rising. So, Dead Rising is a zombie action game. So I thought, but that was on the surface because there was more to it. This remaster is like a new coat of paint over an old car with some small modifications. The setting is the best part of Dead Rising. You play as Frank West as you go through killing zombies in a shopping mall. The gameplay options this opened up was very impressive. The grand spaces of a shopping mall still feels claustrophobic thanks to its zombie crowd. The gameplay for this game is outdated, slow and sluggish, but strangely it has its charms. I want to start saying that the shooting outright sucks in this game. There is no feedback while shooting whatsoever. I might as well just throw some knives. It feels like I'm throwing something rather than shooting a gun. Talking about throwing, you can throw so many items at zombies, it's actually funny. That is where the fun part of it kicks in. You can use nearly everything that you see as a weapon. That can be a bench, a golf club, baseball bat, mannequin, CDs, bowling ball, necklace pearls, teddy bear, and so on. I didn't know there were this many options to use against zombies. As I discovered more items, the game became really fun real quick. But I have to say, my favorite has to be the chainsaws. Drilling past zombies are fun, but is that it? No. There's more to this game than I anticipated. There's a very basic progression system in the game. As you do more tasks and quests, you will earn prestige points. These will increase your health, your moving speed, inventory space, throwing distance, and attack power. The task and side quests in this game is really old style. You need to locate these survivors who are stuck in the mall and save them. Once you escort them to the safe place of the security room, you can earn prestige points. These gameplay mechanics really do feel old. I really did enjoy finding these random survivors. You can give them a weapon from your various arsenals so they can help you take down zombies. There are also injured survivors who need your help to walk, and carrying them really did bring more challenge to the game. One big element of the game is taking pictures, because Frank is a photojournalist. You can capture moments of joy or despair while going through the mall, but the more violent the photo, the more prestige points you can get. If you can capture many zombies, you'll also get prestige points. This must have been the photo mode before the modern photo mode. Such a great gameplay idea that kept things fresh and actually added to Frank being a photojournalist. This was an essential part of the game that I really liked. The story of Dead Rising is an intriguing one. Like I mentioned, you play as Frank West, a photojournalist who is documenting the zombie outbreak. After literally jumping out of the helicopter he was in, I knew what kind of a game this was. I mean, just look at this jump. It really did set the tone. You meet various people in the mall in your 72 hours that you have. After 72 hours, a helicopter will pick up Frank from the mall. So, it is up to the player on how to approach the story and the quests. The conspiracies this game features adds more meat to an already bare-bones story. Yes, the story, the characters and the game is fun, but there's not much to it. The 72 in-game hour limit makes it quite unique because there's a lot that you can miss. It adds more to the replayability factor, and I really like that. You can get different endings depending on how many main mission case files you complete. After beating the game, you can get an infinity mode where you are free to explore the mall as your sandbox. Each run can be different and you can uncover more secrets, survivors and bosses. Talking about bosses, how are the characters? Like the game story, there's not much to it. but they're very fun. Frank West, a confident photojournalist who's always looking for the groundbreaking stories. He seemed like a regular everyday guy compared to other gaming characters. Even from his style, you could tell that he wasn't shy to go places to document events. He looks rough and tough, but he's also willing to help people. There are other side characters in the game. Brad Garrison, a DHS agent who is tracking Carlito, and he allies with Frank to stop the outbreak. Jesse McCartney, another DHS agent working alongside Brad and one of Frank's allies. Dr. Russell Barnaby, a miserable scientist who is connected to the outbreak with knowledge of the zombie virus's origin. Carlito Chaos, one of the main villains of the game, who is involved in the outbreak as part of a revenge plan against the US government. At first, Carlito really did look like Louis from Resident Evil 4. These both characters look similar and are both Capcom characters. I was keep thinking if Dead Rising could be set in the Resident Evil universe, but no. It would have been cool to see that though. And lastly, Isabella Chaos. Carlito's sister, she initially was an antagonist but later became an ally to Frank as she tries to help him understand the outbreak. These side characters were fine. They were memorable as Frank or the psychopaths. The psychopaths is what kept this game feeling fresh. There's a variety of them throughout the mall. They have their own specific times to be found, and when you do, they will bring in a sense of challenge to a game that is quite easy. They are literally crazy from being stuck in a mall with zombies. Or they took their opportunity to be evil in this time of disaster. Their appearance, character, the build-up, and the weird behavior they show is definitely memorable compared to their gameplay. I did die to these psychopaths quite a bit. These boss battles are clunky as hell though. The shootout scenes and the shooting felt so outdated. You can take them on different ways, but my go-to was a gun. The main character in this game, apart from Frank, is definitely the mall. The many places like shops or food courts it featured in the multiple locations was a big highlight for me. There are other quirky things that the game has fun with, and I was a big fan. You can find clothes throughout the mall that could be like children's clothes, a smart suit, or a funky helmet. These costumes really made me want to play the game to find out other cosmetics. You can also earn these costumes from completing tasks, like killing X amount of zombies. The skipping time is also an option to speed up the time for a specific quest, that is if you wish to just do main quests. But I thought the free time you have was a good way to farm prestige points and find survivors. Overall, Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster is a super fun time. The game keeps throwing unique and quirky characters to your way. Following this game with Frank and seeing the world through his lens literally made it very intriguing to play through. The story is simple, but it works for what they set up. The whole PS2 era quest structure felt really nostalgic to me, and I enjoy finding and escorting survivors. My biggest issue was the outdated gameplay. The game looks pretty as hell, but they didn't tweak the combat enough to make it seem more modern. It is definitely stuck in the past. Even the small gameplay upgrades they brought didn't elevate it. But the whole hitting and killing zombies with anything you see gameplay feature is fantastic. I just wish the shootout or the combat section with real humans had the same sense of fun to it as killing zombies with goofy objects. So, my score for Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster is an 8 out of 10. Okay everyone, if you like this video, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe and hit that notification bell. If you played the game, what did you think of it? Did you play the original? And if so, how does it compare? Let me know down below and I'll see everyone on the next video.